Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're going to take a look at how we can apply the principles, frameworks, and skills that we've learnt to the challenge of responding to patient complaints.
Hey, just a very quick interruption to let you know that during these example videos, I'll be referencing the sequencing framework here, and I'll be referencing and noting each skill as it appears down here. Hopefully that will be useful for you to follow along and spot the frameworks and skills as we move through the examples.
So the scenario that I'm going to ask you to imagine here is that a complaint has come to you in written form and you need to respond by calling the patient on the phone and having a conversation with them. There's a few key steps. Let me show you what I mean. Step 1, preparation. When you're responding to a complaint, you usually have more time to prepare than with other difficult conversations in medicine. So it's really important to make good use of that time. Make sure you read carefully through the complaint itself, as well as any other notes or other material or data from the clinicians involved. You may even want to catch up with the clinicians and interview them before you respond to the complaint so that you have a more holistic view of the overall situation. While you're collecting this information, it's really valuable to try and see things repeatedly from the complainant's perspective and put aside any prejudices that you may have. This will pay dividends once you're actually in the conversation, as your empathy will be more authentic, and the sense that you've prepared indicates that you're actually taking the situation seriously. Step number 2, open the conversation by introducing yourself and setting the agenda.
Hi, my name's Hayden Richards. I'm one of the senior doctors on at the emergency department. Look, I'm calling you because we received your feedback about a recent visit that you had, and I wanted to talk things through with you.
Step number 3, prioritize information gathering.
I've read through your concerns, but it would really help me to understand things better if you could just walk me through what happened from your perspective.
The key here is really just to get them talking, get them telling their story. They need to be able to tell their story, and they need to know that you're really listening. While they're speaking, make sure you give plenty of little prompts to let them know that you're listening and encourage them to keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me more about that.
This is especially important over the phone since they can't actually see your body language and any other sort of physical signs that you're really leaning in and listening to what they're saying. Step number 4, validate, and say sorry.
That must have been really confusing to hear all those mixed messages. That sounds like that must have been an absolutely terrible experience for you. I am so sorry that you had to go through that.
People want to have their emotions validated. The nurse skills are invaluable for this. And they want to hear the word sorry. A genuine expression of apology for a person's experience is not an admission of guilt or culpability. Rather, it's a statement of support that says,
I really wish you hadn't have had to go through that.
Step 5, express appreciation.
I really want to thank you for taking the time to share your experience with me. Getting this kind of feedback really helps us improve what we do. So we really appreciate it when we get it.
Appreciation goes a step beyond validation. It actually embraces the fact that they've made the complaint. And it's very effective in breaking down any remaining defensiveness that they may be harboring. Step number 6, sharing information.
Look, I don't want to make any excuses for your experience, but I'm wondering if it would be useful for me to share with you my thoughts on what might have led to this happening. Would that be okay?
Notice how careful I am with my language here, how I signpost my intentions openly. I ask permission, and I only attempt to share this information, if it's relevant, after the other person feels validated in their position. Step 7, agree on a plan.
If it's okay with you, what I'd like to do now is feed back your experience to the staff who were involved in your care and to take a look at any systems changes that we can make to prevent this kind of thing from happening again.
In my experience, what most people want is to have their story heard and validated, and for their feedback to be used to prevent anyone else from having to go through a similar experience. I often offer to make a follow-up call or a second meeting But honestly, I find that if I've done a good enough job with all the other previous steps, they usually prefer to put the experience behind them and leave the follow-up in my hands.
So I hope you liked this video. Absolutely make sure to check out the course this video was taken from and to register for a free trial account which will give you access to selected chapters of the course. If you want to learn how MedMastery can help you become a great clinician, make sure to watch the About MedMastery video. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.